Hi, I'm Claire from Wild Ginger Running, and those of you who are familiar with my channel will know that I'm still managing my foot injury, plantar fasciitis, by wearing mainly road shoes for most of my trail running, which makes it a little bit difficult for me to test new trail running shoes. So that you don't go short on shoe reviews, I've recruited two new testers. Chris Rugg, a keen trail runner who lives near me and regularly travels to trail races further afield, and Vicky Mousley, a super fit trail runner who lives in Accrington and regular races in the cross-country championships. They're both really lovely and really passionate about trail and ultra running, so I hope you'll enjoy these reviews on Wild Ginger Running. Here's Chris to kick things off with his review of the new Inov-8 Trailroc 280G. Stay tuned and subscribe to Wild Ginger Running for Vicky's review of the Inov-8 Rocklite 275G and more gear tests coming soon.
Hi, my name is Chris and I'm here to give you a quick review on the brand new Inov-8 Trailroc G 280 trail shoe. So first let's have a look at some of the specs. I have here a UK men's size 10. They are nice and light. They come with an 8mm drop from toe to heel. So for those that don't know, the drop is the difference in height between the toe and the heel. They also have 4mm studs and they retail for £140, but I have seen them online for less, so it's worth shopping around to maybe pick up a bargain. Now I've had these for a good week now, and I've had the opportunity to get out for a few decent runs on a variety of terrain, ranging from woodland trail and rocky paths to footpaths and even some roads, and I have to say they have performed very well on all of them. As soon as I got them, I took them for a 15-mile run over at the famous Rutland Water, where you can get a good mix of all the different sorts of terrain in one run. And I have to say, I was very pleased by how comfortable they were, literally straight out of the box. So I didn't get any blisters, any rubbing, or any sort of discomfort. So that is a big plus. Now the 8mm drop on these shoes is actually quite high for a trail shoe, but that does mean that you get a good underfoot cushioning and makes the shoes feel exceptionally comfortable. Inov-8 have in these shoes what they call their Power Flow Plus midsole technology. So they claim that gives you 10% better shock absorption and 25% more return on energy than a standard midsole. Now while it's impossible for me to verify these figures, I can say that you do get a very comfortable, almost memory foam type feel from the internal padding, so that makes them feel soft but still very strong and supportive. I do generally prefer a lower profile, a smaller drop on a shoe, but the wide base and the shock absorbent soles do minimise that. I didn't have any issues with them at all. They would definitely be suitable for someone with a wider foot, as they have a wide toe box and they are generally quite wide all over. The sole on these has a new and interesting feature. Inov-8 have actually managed to incorporate the new wonder material Graphene into the sole. Now graphene is highly believed to be one of the strongest materials in the world, and Inov-8 have managed to infuse graphene into the sole of this shoe. So this should not only give it better grip and increased durability and longer lifespan, but also give the underside of your foot a little bit of added protection, especially if you're out on the really hard, rough, uneven, sharp, rocky trails. Now I took these for a test run up to our local quarry path, where you get a good mix of different types of sharp edged, loose and rough stones, and they were actually very comfortable. I didn't notice any discomfort from sharp rocks impacting the bottom of my foot, and in all honesty it was possibly one of the comfiest runs I've actually gone up there, and I have run up there in a variety of different types of trail shoes. So it certainly seems like a great technology, and as Inov-8 are the only company that I'm aware of actually doing this now, it certainly gives these shoes a bit of an extra appeal to the range. I did find the grip on the rough, loose, stony trail that I've tested them on to be very good, certainly as good as I would expect for the 4mm studs that you'll find on the bottom of these. Now 4mm studs is quite small in comparison to some of the Inov-8 range, where you'll find a 6 or even 8mm, and the stud pattern puts the studs actually quite close together. So I think that it's definitely more suited for the rocky trail than the wet, boggy, muddy trails. The front of the shoe also comes with a welded toe bumper as well, to give your foot that little bit of extra protection when running on rocky terrain, as well as this nice side bumper that adds a nice little bit of extra protection for the side of your foot. The upper is made of a nice lightweight and breathable material and comes with a soft internal padding which does make them feel comfortable. Also means that if you have a narrow foot like me, you can still get the shoe nice and tight so that you get a good grip on the foot and don't actually feel like your foot's sliding around inside the shoe. So it feels nice and secure. The laces that they come with are quite stretchy and tighten up nicely, so I didn't have any issues with them coming undone whilst I was running. They could be a bit wider, as they do tend to cut into the tongue a bit when you have to tighten them, especially if you have got narrower feet. One of the things I found, that even though these are touted as trail shoes for the rocky terrain, that does sort of mean that they are actually also very good on the road. As not everyone is lucky enough to live in the Rocky Mountains or the Lake District, I often find that in order to get to the trails, especially on the longer run, you have to endure a certain amount of road running. And these shoes do perform exceptionally well on the road. So the added height and comfort from the heel and the power flow soles give you a good degree of cushioning when running on tarmac paths as well as rocky trails. I think that this also means that they would be great pair of shoes for someone who's perhaps new or looking to get into trail running, who's more used to your sort of traditional road shoe, because they will feel a lot more like the traditional road shoe with a higher drop and the cushioned soles. So this should help them adjust to trail running more easily. I think they would be a good fit for a trail marathon or even an ultra, due to the added foot protection and the comfortable cushioning on the sole. It does lend itself to the longer runs, and not only the added comfort but also giving your feet a little bit of extra protection. Now I haven't had a chance to get any great distance in these, but I'm going to be doing Equinox 24 this year as a pair, and I intend to wear these shoes and try and get a few extra miles in and see how they hold up over the longer distances. So to summarise, I think these shoes are a good all-round, comfortable trail shoe with a great mix of terrain from rocky trails to the road. I haven't been able to test them in the wet and muddy woodland trails, as ever since I've had them we've had unusually nice weather. But given their performance on the rest of the trails, I doubt that it will cause them much of a problem, although bigger studs would have been advantageous, especially possibly in the wet, cold winter months. So if you're looking for a good, solid, comfortable shoe that also has a few little bits of extra technology, such as the graphene infused in the sole and the power flow, that should hopefully all add up to give you a few extra miles and a little bit of extra foot protection and a bit of extra durability, then I think it's worth giving the Inov-8 Trailroc 280 a go. Also, if you're a beginner looking to get into trail running, then these shoes would be a great start, as they would feel quite similar to your more conventional road shoe. Well, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed the review, and I'll see you next time.